We are back at 8:46 with Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter Sara Bareilles, who we know, of course, for hits like Love Song and Brave. Well, Sara's now changing her tune a bit. She's using her writing talents to author her first book. It's a memoir called Sounds Like Me, My Life So Far in Song. Sara Bareilles, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
I love how you put this in the foreword to the book. It said, I said yes to this project because I loved the idea of writing a book. That's like buying white jeans because you like the idea of looking good in them. Well said. I mean, when you started to write, did you think, maybe I bit off more than I can chew here?
That was the phrase I was going to say. I think I loved the idea of a challenge. I loved the idea of getting to express, sort of my story from pulling back the curtain from that perspective. But once I got into the nitty-gritty of how much time and attention and internal mining takes place in terms of writing a book, it was much more challenging than I thought it would be. So
well, I have to hand it to you because it's a true memoir, and I think there's a word to describe it: brave.
Oh, thank you.
You're very honest in it, and I could tell that meant a lot to you. If you're going to do a memoir, then be real about it.
I really feel like that's part of my legacy is just wanting to put art out and expression out that at least feels very authentic to who I am, and that's the easiest way for me to express is to just kind of dig into whatever it is that it feels the most honest.
And you look at different parts of your life. I think one part that people will really relate to is you saying in third grade that you were singled out as a fat kid,
yes.
Which as a fellow fat kid I can relate to, and just how that kind of affected everything in your life. And you talk a lot about body image.
I do. It was a very formative experience for me. It's something I say this in the book, like I still see that girl every single day. So it's been a real exploration in learning to practice positive self-speak and also to share that, because I think I have a younger sister and two young nieces and lots of young women in my world, and I think about them and wanting to encourage them to know that you don't necessarily grow out of it. It's something you have to continue to practice and to nurture.
You say you still see that girl, but you also say that's one of the reasons why you became a singer. Explain
Absolutely.
how that is connected.
I think, I felt ostracized and I felt sort of invisible in my peer community, and so I went towards a place where I felt like I could find my voice, and that ended up for me initially being the theater community, and then eventually just kind of finding my voice through finding my songs. And I went to journal writing because I didn't know where else to sort of pour out my emotions, and I have stacks of horribly embarrassing journals of
don't we all?
I know, letters to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
Winslet was on the show.
We love your song Brave, of course, but we learned in the book that you didn't necessarily love it at first.
I loved the song, and then I got very nervous about how it was being presented, and I was worried that it was too slick and too shiny. And then it was an experiment in kind of releasing what felt precious about it and really believing in the message, and the song has taken on a life of its own. I'm so grateful.
And I have to mention that you have a huge project in the works. You are part of the Broadway musical Waitress, writing the music.
Yes, I came on board about 3 years ago, and we just finished our run up at the American Repertory Theater in Boston, and it was just a blissful project, I have to say. It's been a lot of hard work, don't get me wrong, but it will be opening on Broadway in the spring.
And your new record is all the music, right?
Yes, it's a concept record.
I loved the movie, so I can't wait. Will you come back and sing something for us?
I would love to.
Sara Bareilles, thank you
you
so much. Again, the book is called Sounds Like Me.